is the Retro Gamer Ranting Twitch. How are you guys doing? It is November. I hope everyone had a safe and happy Halloween. It was fun for me. My little boy dressed up as Snoopy, and I was Charlie Brown. The funny thing is eventually, the way my hair is going, I will start looking like Charlie Brown in more ways than just wearing a shirt with stripes on it, or squiggly lines for that matter. Oh, but I digress. Like I said, it is November now, so that means the Wii U is upon us. Again, the most weirdest name they could have came up with. The Wii was already hard enough for us to get used to, but they had to go with Wii U. Come on, what happened to epic, awesome, cool games like, you know, the Dolphin? Even the Dolphin was kind of cool. What was the other one that they started with an R? I don't know, the Revenge or the Revolution or something like that. Why couldn't they call the Wii U the Revolution? The Dolphin Revolution. Now there's something for you. Sip of coffee there. So I just wanted to sort of go into the Wii and have a bit of a retrospective here. I do plan on doing a bit of a look back video. Not really a look back video, I might do that too, but going over my Wii collection of games. Sort of, I have a bunch of games for it, and I sort of want to give them a proper send-off, give the Wii a proper send-off, something Nintendo hasn't done. And that's what this little rant's going to be about, is the fact that Nintendo has basically put their golden goose out to pasture, and how disrespectful they have been to the Wii for the past 2 years, upmost of 2 years, ever since all of a sudden they're like, oh, Wii U, look at our Wii U. No, don't look at the Wii U. Oh, well, you can look at the Wii as long as you're looking at Skyward Sword, but everything else, don't look at it. So I honestly think that Nintendo really disrespected what the Wii had done for them, and upmost, Nintendo didn't really handle their Wii very well. Though Wii very well. Kind of gotta laugh when you say a sentence like that. And moving on. But basically, the Wii was Nintendo's golden goose. It brought them out of, I guess you can say, the Dark Ages, something that the GameCube didn't do for them. The game, now again, I'm not knocking the GameCube at all. I owned a GameCube. I still own a GameCube. I think I play my GameCube now more than I do my Wii right now. But the GameCube was a solid system, and arguably it was one of the better systems. It just didn't have online capabilities. It came out at an awkward time. Everyone felt the Xbox was more powerful, and the PS2 had more titles. I can't say better titles, because there was a lot of great titles on the GameCube. And so Nintendo was really hurting after the GameCube, and they released the Wii, and before the Wii came out, everyone was basically going, oh, this is going to be a failure, waggle controls, it's not even more powerful than the GameCube. And in my opinion, I think the GameCube is more powerful than the Wii. I swear there are games on the GameCube that look better than some of the best looking games on the Wii. I mean, but I digress, that's another story. But the Wii came out and it took off and everyone bought it and it was a huge hit, and Nintendo's like, hey, it prints money just like the DS. So all of a sudden they have this golden goose. I keep saying golden goose because that's basically what it was. And Nintendo was like, good, we could just sit back and let the money run in. In the process of it, they made a lot of bad choices. Wii Speak was one of them. Not properly implementing the Wii Motion Plus, just basically throwing it out there and going, here it is, but we're not going to use it. Literally, I don't know, like the only games I could think of that Nintendo officially released that used Wii Motion Plus was, well, there was 3. There was like Wii Play Plus, and then there was like Wii Sports Resort that used Wii Motion Plus, which was kind of bad. And then their big tote of Wii Motion Plus, which is Skyward Sword, best Zelda game ever, which it might have been. I don't know. I never played it. So that's all they did. And like I said before, with Wii Speak, that was never implemented properly. They'd like just release peripherals and then completely forget about them. So there was that, and then there was the severe lack of games that people wanted. They were released tons and tons of Mario games, which is fine, I'm a Mario fan, but there is no new Star Fox. I guess for the Pinkman fans out there, we're going to be getting a Pinkman game here soon, but they never had anything come out. Took forever for a Donkey Kong, but at least we got that. That was nice. But F-Zero, was there an F-Zero game? It's like, just go and download them on the Virtual Console. We have them on the Virtual Console. Go get Star Fox 64 and F-Zero X and all that other good stuff. And So there were a lot of fan favorite games, and yeah, we had some Metroids, we had some Kirby's, a bunch of Kirby's. So that's there, but a lot of the franchise was just Nintendo sitting there going, well, you know, you're still feeding us money, we're not going to listen to you. So fast forward. Fans are happy but frustrated. There are some great titles. Obviously, the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 was excellent. GoldenEye was an excellent FPS. This sort of came out of nowhere and ended up being one of the best FPSs on the Wii. And you have your Donkey Kong. So there's great titles on the Wii. There's no denying that. And there's a ton of great third-party titles, a lot of them that people just completely ignored. Fast forward to about 2 years ago when the Wii U was first announced on E3, and badly, the Wii U was announced in the worst way possible. They had no information, they just confused people. Showed images of Skyward Sword, this is 2011, and all of a sudden people are like, well, what about the Wii? Oh, well, you know, we have Skyward Sword. They didn't even mention the new Kirby game that was coming out. That was one of their titles, Kirby. There was like a new Kirby game coming out. I can't even remember the subtitle of it, but it was basically a 4-player Kirby game. There was nowhere, no information on the E3, well, there probably was on the E3 floor, but during the conference. And then after that, that was it. After that E3, it was like, well, was there anything else coming out for the Wii? Is there going to be some sort of swan song? Their swan song for the Wii was basically Skyward Sword. That was it. That was their big game. Other than that, you know, they didn't want nothing to do with Lost Story and Xenoblade, and even though they reluctantly released it, thanks to, oh, we pressured them, we bullied them into releasing it in the US. Oh, boo-hoo. You know, I don't think they really released much press for that. They're just like, here's your game. Buy it if you want to. You guys won. So that was kind of frustrating. And then again, E3 of this year, 2012, look at the Wii U, look at the Wii U. One of the things that I look back at is the Wii did so much for Nintendo. They brought them out of the dark ages, arguably. And all of a sudden, as soon as the Wii stopped making money, they just put that golden goose out to pasture. Every now and then we'd throw them a little bit, you know, throw them a bone here and there, which is ridiculously stupid. The Wii should be treated with such respect from Nintendo because, again, it all of a sudden put them back on the map, made them a leader in the console race, and the next thing you know, Nintendo's just like, what's a Wii? You mean Wii U, right? Not Wii. Wii U, right? That's what you're talking about. No, what about the Wii? U? No. Wii. U? No. Wii! It would just be a back and forth thing where Nintendo would completely ignore it, unless if you mentioned something like Skyward Sword. Then they'd be like, oh yeah, Skyward Sword, oh yeah, that was a great last game for the Wii. What do you mean last game? There's still another year left before your Wii U comes out. Is there gonna be anything? No, of course not. Besides a bunch of stupid dance party games. Seriously, if you go to any of these local stores, go to Walmart, you'll see a complete wall full of dance and rhythm games and workout games dedicated strictly to the Wii. How ridiculous is that? That's pathetic. An entire wall dedicated to Let's Dance 1, 2, 3, 4 Kid Edition, Black Eyed Pea Edition. Seriously, who wants to buy a Black Eyed Peas edition of Just Dance? I didn't know they were that popular. Oh, it's maddening, considering that I was such a big fan of the Wii, and still am, to see Nintendo just basically cast it aside like it's some piece of garbage. I remember back in the day, where even though the Super Nintendo came out, there were still games being released, even by Nintendo, like Kirby for that matter, on the NES as well, the original Nintendo. That system didn't die as soon as the Super Nintendo got mentioned, like not when it got released, but as soon as the Super Nintendo got mentioned, what would have happened if they just would have stopped supporting the NES? They wouldn't have been the powerhouse they are today. The fact that they still supported the NES, even after the Super NES came out, was something that was great, because you know what? It gave people time to adjust. What it seems like to me is Nintendo was all like, no, you know, that Wii, you know, it served its purpose, but we're done with it. This Wii U, this is where it's at. You know, you don't want to worry about that. So here's one more game for it here. And oh yeah, Kirby's Anniversary is coming up here, but you know, just remember you can play this game on the Wii U too. And Kirby's Anniversary It's just maddening, and it's just shameful on Nintendo's part to treat their bread and butter like that. Oh, but all of a sudden it stopped making them money, so why should they care? Maybe if you would have supported it more, maybe if you would have done what the fans wanted and supported peripherals and games and given us a little more to work with, given us some more Star Foxes and some more F-Zeros and a couple of others, maybe a Kid Icarus or something instead of just on the 3DS, maybe then you wouldn't have just all of a sudden petered off and people have been like, wow, this is great, nothing's else, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, Wii U. Blah. What? See, I'm not even really hyped about the Wii U. The tactic didn't work. The fact that they ignored the Wii made the fact that the Wii U's coming out even more aggravating, because I'm mad at them for ignoring the Wii. So in the process, they hurt my chances of actually being hyped about the Wii U. I mean, look at, there was even titles still coming out for the GameCube when the Wii was released. Look at Zelda Twilight Princess. That came out on the GameCube and the Wii when that first came out. So even back then, Nintendo still knew that you don't shoot your old console in the foot right before a new console comes out. But right now, they want us to just completely forget that the Wii ever happened. How can we when probably 90% of the households actually own a Wii that's sitting there collecting dust right now? Besides occasionally playing Wii Sports, which still I play with when one of my friends come over, because it's probably the most easily accessible games to everybody. It's just baffling to me, and like I said, it makes it harder for me to get hyped up about the Wii U because of how they treated the Wii, you know, and it just, I know it's kind of doesn't make sense, but in a way it does, because it's just like, well, if that's how they're treating the Wii, what's going to happen with the Wii U? What if the Wii U comes out and then all of a sudden people are like, nah, I'm going to pass? What's Nintendo going to do? All of a sudden they're going to work their butt off. That's what they're going to do. It's like their consoles have to struggle for them to actually support it. Look at the GameCube. The GameCube had 2 different Star Fox games. Arguably they weren't very good, but they were. They had an F-Zero game. They had some Mario games. They had a Luigi game. They had Pinkman, they had original IPs, and yeah, there was stuff that was missing. There was a couple of Donkey Kong games even. But the GameCube, they worked harder on and tried to get a more variety. With the Wii, they tried playing it safe. They just kept releasing Mario, Zelda, Metroid. That's what they kept releasing, and mostly just Mario. And again, I think they were just trying to play it safe because they knew, hey, this is making us money, why should we take any chances? That's when you take chances. That's when you release it, because everyone owns it. But, hey, how would I know, right? So let's see, you know, all of a sudden the Wii U bombs, and then all of a sudden all the titles and stuff that we wanted for the Wii or peripheral support all of a sudden starts happening because, hey, look, see, we care now. Because we're not making any money. Maybe. I'm just speculating. I'm just venting here. Honestly, I love Nintendo. I've followed them since a child. It was my second console that I own next to the Atari 2600, and honestly, all I know is I just don't want them to just do the same thing they did with the Wii, where they just expect it to print money and just expect everyone else to make games for it, everyone else to support the peripherals for it. They need to take an active role in the Wii U, or else they're just going to have a bunch of fed-up fans again like this. And it's too late now, obviously, but shame on you, Nintendo, for not giving your Wii a proper send-off, for all it did for you, for how it put you back in the spotlight, and how you just cast it aside, only throwing it some crackers every now and then. That's very shameful. Well, hopefully soon I'll have a video up that maybe will give my proper send-off with some of my favorite Wii games here soon, so keep an eye open for that. And thanks for listening to this rant. As always, leave a comment down below about what you think about the situation, if you think Nintendo handled the Wii properly or the Wii U properly, and if you are going to be getting a Wii U, if you're hyped about it or not, or if you're going to pass and wait for a little while, or if you're not going to get it at all. And don't forget to rate and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, game fans, keep playing, and thanks for watching.